What's up, guys? Swervin' Irvin here, your favorite amateur automotive enthusiast. And look, I wanted to make this video to tell you guys about some things that I've been working on, some things that I'm going to start doing now. Most of you guys who actually know me know that I've been traveling for work for the better part of the past half a decade. Every week when I go out, you know, mostly in hotels, so I'm not staying in major cities. I'm off the beaten path. I'm down the highway. I'm a little bit away from, you know, spots frequented by most. And every time I get out on the road, I always make it a point to spend, I don't know, half an afternoon, maybe half an hour, at least one time a week or one time every couple of weeks to get off the beaten path, to get off the straight, monotonous interstate and find a road that's worth driving. Now, for 5 years, give or take, I've been in the industry. For 5 years, I've been driving. For 5 years, I've been looking for these little mini side adventures. And I got to tell you, I love doing it. It's exhilarating. I have a true passion for driving, so I mean, it makes me all kinds of happy when I find the right road. But the thing that bumps me out is for however many years I've done this, for however many of these cool drives I've been on, I've shared none of it with any of you outside of the Instagram pictures and the posts that I make. So I bought the camera. And once a week, once every couple of weeks, every time I get on a decent enough drive, I'm gonna make a new episode. And I'm gonna start doing this as often as I can, or like I said, as often as I find these drives. So, here we are with the first ever episode of my new video blog called Jacob Drives. And as soon as I get to a point, I wanna pull over and tell you a little bit about where I'm at today. It's a little rough there, it's gravel. So I got off a plane in Salt Lake City about an hour and a half ago. So this week, I'm gonna go from Salt Lake City to Park City, down through Zion National Park, and on into Vegas for the next event that I got for work. It is absolutely beautiful. It's the first time ever being in Utah, and I can't tell you how excited I am to share every bit of this trip with you. Let's go drive. Interstate 15 now. Got some time, a little bit, you know, straight, but definitely not boring. Scenery's still amazing. Wanted to talk about two things, but I want to do this real quick because I don't want this video just to be a bunch of me running my mouth. Number one, the itinerary for the week. What you just saw was me coming down out of Solitude, Utah. It's a little ski resort area on Highway 190. In the summertime, that highway is open the whole way through to Park City, but unfortunately they got some fresh late snow up there, so that road is closed. I took the long way around into Park City, which I would highly recommend. In fact, I'm gonna go back for a couple of days on the next trip and actually hang out there because it seemed like a really cool place. Unfortunately, this trip I got a schedule to keep, so away we went. South to Provo is where I got on I-15, and here I sit on my way to Beaver, Utah. That's where I'm going to call it a night. Log off for a little bit, get ready for the morning. I'm going to head east onto the backside of Zion National Park, and the entire trip, everybody I've talked to, from the airplane ride to the folks that I just met in Park City, everybody's telling me that Zion is going to be some of the best driving that I've ever done, so I'm beyond excited for it. My only regret is that, you know, I could have had a Ferrari to drive, but that's all right someday. All right, so I figured it actually, for number two, it'd be nice enough to actually stop, get out, and talk about the car, because, I mean, look how freaking nice it is out here. It's just beautiful country out here in Utah. So yeah, the car for the week is 2019 Nissan Maxima. This is the SV edition, which means it has a 3.0 liter V6 producing 300 horsepower. Not as much as its more pricey Infiniti counterpart, which is turbocharged, but then again, it wasn't built to be a hot rod. It wasn't supposed to be, you know, super sports car. I mean, look at it, it's a family car. So still a fun car though, and one of the things I appreciate the most about it is the fact that it has CarPlay. I mean, apart from the super responsive steering, the very accurate braking, those things go a long ways when you get into talking about confidence in turns. Now, I'm not hauling ass, you know, I'm not abusing a car by any means, but at the same time, I like stuff to work, and this stuff all works well. Like I said, the best thing about it is Apple CarPlay. You get in, you plug in your phone, and right away, this screen becomes the equivalent of an iPad. I could push a button to make a phone call. I could send a text message. I could use Google Maps. I could use Spotify. I use anything. Guys, if you're not using that yet, or if you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend it. It makes the drive so much safer, so much more seamless, and it's 10 times better than dealing with your Bluetooth connections that constantly fail. Look, outside of that, great car. It's not a Hemi, but you can't always get what you want. It's Sunday, maybe about 2 p.m. local time here in Utah, and this over my shoulder is the entrance to Zion National Park. This is the whole reason for the trip. This is the whole reason for the drive. I'm gonna shoot the entire thing on time lapse. Should be a good cruise. I'm at a loss for words right now. That drive was absolutely incredible. It wasn't the fastest with, you know, all the tourists on the road and everything, but honestly I wouldn't venture to go too fast on that anyways. Look, I know the time lapse kind of takes away from the experience, but if you ever get the chance to come out in Utah, I highly recommend it. What an experience. It's about 4 p.m. local. I got 2.5 hours to drive to Vegas. We start the week on Monday. Cheers.